Hello there. Here we are with issue 46, and let's go ahead and get started. So in this issue, we're going to look at emergency fire speeder. So we would have seen that in Revenge of the Sith. Then we're going to talk about shield generators, part 2. And so that will be interesting, and that's in the Secrets of Spaceflight. Apparently no planet this time. We're going to get right into this issue. So let's go ahead and break out our parts and see how this goes. So, as I mentioned in the previous bonus video, I would not be including the glass parts. So, we have this piece here. We have our turret housing or what have you. What do they call it? Quad laser turret BP2. So, yeah, so we have this, and the interesting thing is they actually got this one lined up correctly, I believe. Have a look. Yeah, so this one's actually lined up correctly. So instead of remanufacturing the top one that we had to modify ourselves, they made the change on this one, and they must have already had all the other ones put together and whatnot. So we'll have to put that together. Then we have all the parts for our turret. And there must be a hole in here because this should be in there along with this piece. So there's the parts for our other turret. Then we've got some screws. So we've got some black screws, some silver screws, and I think I already had the gold screws out. So we'll go ahead and set those off to the side. Oh boy, look what we're going to be doing this time. So we are going to be, looks like we're going to be putting the hull plating on. So that should be fun and interesting. So good thing we've prepped for all that. So let me gather up all these pieces and let's make sure that that's what's happening here, and that is what's happening. So it looks like we're putting all these pieces together to include these inserts. So we did the inserts. I'll have to find those, and so we can put those in. And when we get all done, we will have, maybe we don't put the inserts in. You can test fit. Yeah, test fit for the port recess over the hole in the plating. So we're just going to be putting all the stuff on to include these back pieces that we did all the louvers for. So we'll be putting those on as well. So look at that. We'll have a good portion done as far as exterior of the Falcon really soon. So I'm going to talk about these bolts. Well, maybe I'll try to find those as well. So let me get everything arranged. We'll get this stuff set off to the side because we're not going to be using it anytime soon. Okay, so I am back. So the first thing it has us do is put these bolts in, and they go in right here. And these are the same spots where the mounting plates are going to be bolted to for the wall mount. And I need to make sure that this is high enough to cover that. So that's going to protect our, and of course I'm pointing at it, you can't see it, but I'll point it out to you. So the landing legs, not the landing legs, but the boarding ramp, the rods on the boarding ramp, we need this to be high enough to cover that. So I'm just going to put them so they're flush all the way through. Yep, okay. Yep. All right. Yep. And check this one as well. Yep. All right. So these here we have to protect those there. Let's get some elevation on this so we can see everything. Now we can flip this bad boy over. And I'm just going to set this down nice and gentle like. Just barely protects these. All right. So let's see what the first thing is we put on. And that is this part over here. Let's rotate this. So this is the first part on. This is going to take a bit of effort. So I'm just getting these. It's got these holes. Let me flip this around. So it's got these holes in these pegs. So let me show you again. So it's got these pegs here, and they're going to go in these holes there. So I just need to get those lined up. Then we push them through. And that's going to be a recurring theme with that. All right. Finally, get to use these. Note how this lug protrudes through the frame. Do not drive a screw into it. It will be used to mount a recess at a later stage as explained in step 10 opposite. Oh, 10 over here. Okay. So 10, that's these parts here, right? So this will go something like that. There you go. That's how those recesses will go in. Lines up with this hole. Oh, okay. So you can see that the bolt will go through that hole there, is what it's saying. You see that? This hole comes, the bolt will go through there. Back it back down. Oop. Ugh. Sorry about giving you guys a whack like that. Now 12. 12 is an unusual bird, and this part is going part of where the cockpit arm comes off. All right. That is the first half. So we've done this, that, and this. We completed one half. Let's go ahead and then we'll be doing over by the engine bay and finishing it all up. Putting these on will definitely make this thing a lot more rigid and significantly heavier, I'm sure. So these parts here, I'm going to go ahead and put on now. These three parts. But I'm going to, after this, I'm going to go ahead and mask this off and spray inside here because there's going to be LEDs right here and I don't want that glowing. So I'll go ahead and get that blackened out after this video is over. So I'm just going to attach them each with like 2 screws just so we can give a final like overall effect at the end. And but it'll get blackened out. I didn't even consider them when I was doing this all the blackout stuff earlier. So I'm going to chalk up this as um, off-camera time for this video. In fact, I don't think I accounted for any of the blackout stuff. So I'll count that blackout stuff as off-camera time for this video. So this video will have quite a bit of off-camera time, a couple hours worth. Here we go. Just had to get the bolts so that way they were at the right height. Let's go ahead and flip this thing over for its reveal. Yeah. We got all that done. And here we go. So, what kind of... This is the front, and this part here will be covered up by this piece. We'll go in here. Something like this. Something like that. So that's pretty cool. And then these smaller pieces, like this, will be going here, right? Starting to look like the Falcon, ladies and gentlemen. Starting to look like the Falcon. And then if we swing it around, we can see the backside. And that's where these big monsters are going to go. Something like that. Right? And then we've got our covers, landing plate covers that go over that. Some of the parts that we did last week are going to go here for some of our detailing. And starting to look like the Millennium Falcon. Very, very cool. I have to say I'm getting excited. But this has been a pretty long video. So I'm going to say that's it for now. Let's go ahead and call this one done. And just for effect. This is actually the top one, but that's okay. So that was everything in issue 46. Issue 47, we're going to get our landing gear gear covers for these two big pieces back here. This long piece, which I'm not exactly sure, that piece, this other piece, and some detail parts. So that should be fun and interesting. Give us some more stuff to put together. But also, I think we're going to be doing some more of this, maybe this bolt-on stuff that goes on here, and maybe even mounting these. So that should be pretty cool. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Hopefully, you're as excited about this part as I am, and we will see you next time. May the force be with you always.